Most RPG games are heavily filled with gacha elements. This one is incredibly story driven, although still uses plenty of gacha elements. It relies more on the story to help propel you forward. But Crunchyroll is involved here and they don't always have the best reputation when it comes to games. So how does this hold up? Let's get some first impressions. Now, unlike a lot of games in this segment, you don't always jump right into the combat when you want. Instead, all regular combat sections are part of the storyline. You play those only when the game is good and ready to give you one. Now I'm going to replay a segment here so you can take a look to see what the combat looks like. Now for your pre-combat screen, you'll see your main heroes, which are called NOVAs. You got their little helpers called ASTERS. You can hold up to 3 ASTERS for each NOVA, but you only get 2 slots for the first chapter. Then I think it's in chapter 2 somewhere you unlock the 3rd slot. You got your combat rating up at the top along with the level. They show you all the basic stats for each NOVA and the element color that they are. You can click on it here to change them out or to access the main character screen for upgrading them. Now I only have 3 NOVAs right now total, so I can't play the other ones yet. Now for the ASTERS, there's 2 clickable points. You hit the magnifying glass and that will bring up their character screen. Now you can also click the main profile picture to swap them out. Now you can also drag and drop your ASTERS to change positions on where they show up in the combat list, or you can actually swap them out for another NOVA if you want. Now the monster button over here, this is going to show you the enemies that you're going to be dealing with for that level, and they give you a lot of information here, so if you're more of like a strategic planner, this might be real helpful for you. You've got your quick deploy button, and that's exactly what it sounds like. Once you get more NOVAs, it'll choose the best ones for that battle. Now at the bottom here, you have your team slots. Your counter info, this is your element countering color. So in this one, you have 7 colors total. So orange is gonna be blue, blue is gonna be red, red's gonna be green, and so forth. So let's click on battle and we're gonna get into it. Now you get 2 battle speeds at this point in the game, which is up in the top right. The auto button is right next to that. And then you've got your battle settings over here in the top right as well. On the left-hand side, you've got the order of whose turn it is to fight. You can select your enemy too, and you can choose a basic attack if you want, or you can choose one of your ASTERS. Now eventually you get 3 skills to choose from. You can pick the skill, and it'll give you all the info about it. And then if you tap it again, it'll actually release it. So right now I only have 2 skills here that I can choose from. You just tap it again and there it goes. Now you can hit the button for their auto battle, and once you have that little finger up there, it means that it's active. Now during combat, you'll notice that NOVAs will use as many ASTER abilities as they can to impact the maximum damage. Very rarely will they use basic attacks unless you're out of energy. Now victory screen here gives us the usual information, shows you the achievements for that fight and the rewards that you collected. Let's go ahead and jump into another one here, and I can show you an ultimate. Now if you happen to max out your energy meter, you can click the energy button 3 times until everything is basically red. Now once that's done, your basic attack button now becomes your ultimate summon button. All you got to do is just click it and then click it again to release it. Now with RITSU here, she has her ultimate, which is called Draco. And even if you have auto battle on, I believe if you have enough energy to release your ultimate, the system will use that as well. So it'll use up whatever it can, whatever energy that you've got in order to just hit that maximum damage. All right, let me jump over to a little bit more tough battle right now. So this was one of the recent fights. Now RITSU here, she automatically started off with maximum energy. I still had auto battle turned on, so she's gonna start off with her ultimate. I'm going to turn that off. Now for every attack that you do, you build up energy, and that's what that meter down there on the left is. So right now it shows I'm at 20%, and then every time I do something, it uses up that energy, except for I think basic attacks. I believe basic attacks only build energy, they don't deplete. So when all 3 of those crystals are full, then you should have your maximum energy available. Alright, so right now I have enough to summon Draco, so I'm going to do the 3 clicks here. I'm going to hit my basic button. Hit it again to release it. So these ultimates are pretty cool looking. And I may not have the best Asters equipped for this particular battle, but you can kind of see what that looks like anyways. Now going into your battle pause menu here, you've got your rules on what it is that you need in order to hit those achievements. If you hit battle up there, this is where you can turn off like your ultimate if you only want it to go off like once a day, or not your ultimate, but these are like your Aster animations. So if you only want it to, if you want it to go off all the time, or if you want it to go off just once a day, or just only every stage, you can do that. Low power mode. Battle, you got skill confirm, counter tips. So you can turn off if you don't want to have to click again to confirm your skill, you just want to do it one time. And you can also just automatically skip all stories if you want to. And we'll touch more on the story thing a little bit later in this video. So let's take a quick look at the character section here. Now we'll start off with RITSU. This is our main Nova, and you have all your summarized character stats over here on the right hand side. In fact, if we do this here, I can kind of show you a breakdown. You've got your avatars that you can change between there on the left. You've got your Nova appearance and runes. You've got your Nova level, name, and class. Your stats, you got details, which will bring up all of your detailed stuff. Obviously, you got your skills, and you can tap that to go into them. And then you've got your list of your Asters, switch between 2D and 3D models, and then upgrade to level up. Now, if we go over to those basic stats there, we hit that details, that's where we can get our full list. If you hit the skills area, you can hit either the skills button or one of the skills, and it'll take you to the same place. And here it's going to show you what your basic attack is, what it does, as well as your current ultimate. Now, let's go to the level upgrade here before we go down to the other things. Now, this is your level upgrade tree, I call it. Now, each one of these moves you up one level at a time, and some of these will increase a class trait and some of them won't. So if we click on level 28 for RITSU here, you can see that there is no specific trait that is listed. Now I'm going to learn it, and now she is on level 28. Now if I do 29, she will have a class trait of ultimate level +1. So now she's on 29. So that's how leveling up works in this particular one. It's a little bit different than probably a lot of gachas that you're used to. Now if we go back out, we got accessory here. Now you collect these as you go through the game. Right now I only have accessories for the head, but eventually you get things for the face, chest, back, and special. Now you get 2 preset styles for each item. If you hit customize here, you got style 1 and style 2. Now you can customize things like the position and the size, and it honestly gets pretty ridiculous here because you can like rotate items around and move them so they're not even on your head if you want to. But if we say rotation here and we start rolling this around and we change position, you can see that like it goes like all over the place. So it's kind of weird, I don't know. But you can choose to have it that way if you want to. It's kind of funny. Now, runes I don't have unlocked yet, but you get those at segment 3-20. Now, the Asters here on the bottom right. Now, these are a major component to the game. You click the lineup button to change out your Asters for that Nova. And then you can also click one of them to bring up the Aster character screen itself for that character. Now, on the Aster character screen here, you've got your basic information. You've got your bond level. You've got your details and your basic stats. You've got the class that it is. You've got the current level. You got your awaken level. You got your ascension level. The skills and the you've got your skills and your level for those skills, 2D and 3D models. So there's quite a bit here. Now, leveling them up is a little more traditional. You can select your upgrade materials that you want, and then the better the upgrade material, the more levels you're going to get at a time. So if I pick one of the really good ones, she's going to go up level 16. If I click it again, level 17. Right, so some of these it might take you quite a bit in order to get to another level, depending on what the source is. Now the skills also get upgraded separately from the main level. You can click one of those, and if you have the right material, which is Rule Tails, and sometimes you need a second material, that material does change depending on the type of Aster that you're currently using. So I have right here Tempest Dominion. I can go ahead and upgrade that. Now I need more Rule Tails, but I also need this Blood Chalice. And that Blood Chalice is going to be exclusive to very specific Asters, so you have to go through the whatever levels, and you have to be able to find those in order to get that particular item. Now each Aster also has its own relic, and that kind of acts like a gear, or I would say weapon in this kind of game, and those can be leveled up too. You got to refine those as time goes on. And you also have your Awaken and your Ascension, and then as well as the Bond. So instead of giving your main characters, the Novas, a gift in this game where it would increase their bond, what you do is you give your Asters a gift, and this is what increases the bond to the Asters, and that helps enhance them. So with Danny here, she's on bond number 1, and that gives her attack 21. The next one, it'll give her a defense bonus. We didn't get to touch on all the areas in this video, but we have the game store, guilds, daily, weekly tasks. You got resource collection levels like the treasure section, challenges, and realm of illusion. Extra things like badges, and the archive where you can look at all the backstory and even collect in-game music. But let's wrap things up for now. Now, usually every game, even a Crunchyroll one, has some good things about it. For me, the good points is the artist behind the artwork and the story. To me, seems like they really cared about their work. You can take a look in the archive sections and you can see that the illustrations, the character backgrounds, the monsters, the story history, all of it paints a picture of people to me who looks like they wanted to put in the work. It's a gacha game though, and so you still have those monetization elements, but I don't see it any greater than any other games in this segment. I've actually played a lot worse. It's still there, but it's just not any greater than other ones that I've already come across. Now the level system is kind of nice in that you're not just spending resources for the sake of it. You don't have to constantly grind and collect to the same degree, or unlocking the next set of levels like every 10 where you always like hit that level cap. Instead, every time you level up, you also level up a stat sometimes that's tied to that particular level. Now this is kind of neutral or maybe not as great. This is a text-heavy story-driven game. About 1/3 of the second chapter, in fact, is story levels only. Then it picks up after that with like battle after battle. But you spend a massive amount of time reading text. You can always skip the story parts if you want, but it's really integral to this kind of game. In fact, if you skip the story, I don't even know why you would bother playing this kind of game at all, because it really is that important. Now, unfortunately, they don't always present all the story elements to you in the best way possible, and there's a lot of things in there that are essential to understanding the whole picture. Some of it's supposed to be a mystery, and that's fine, but other parts, they almost act like you should already know about it. They probably should have simplified things a bit or introduced those things in a more staggered approach, or at least give it a better explanation. So I'm not going to sugarcoat the reputation that Crunchyroll has when it comes to shutting down titles. They've got heavy monetization practices and everything else that has caused players to blacklist anything published by them. Now, how long this game will stay active, I don't know. Is it going to be a year, 2 years? There's no way to tell. So I can't blame people if they end up skipping this title completely, because who wants to become invested in a game that they decently like and then all of a sudden is gone one day? But those are my first impressions, thoughts, and opinions. There's more to unlock and play around with, but it takes a lot of time to read through all of the text cutscenes just to get through each chapter. So believe me, it took me a while just to get to chapter 3 where I'm at right now. So thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this type of gaming content, don't forget to check back. This has been Blue Screen of Tech, and I'll see you in the next game.